Many say you found happiness, like it's luck. Happiness is created and it takes dedication. Abe Lincoln once said, folks are usually about as happy as they make their minds up to be. Hi, my name is Marshal Kramer. Tune in every week and join me as I sit down with a guest and talk happiness. What makes us happy, how we stay happy in sad times, and how we find the light in the dark. Happiness lives within us once we acknowledge it. The Happy Campers Podcast, every week on all podcasting platforms. And I think we're good. Hey, all you beautiful people, and thank you so much for tuning into the Happy Campers Podcast. This is our first episode, my first episode, I should say. I'm the host. My name is Marshal Kramer, and if that doesn't mean anything to you, hey, no problem. This is the perfect episode to tune into. You're gonna hear a little bit about me. You're gonna hear my story, how I got here, and what really inspired me to create Happy Campers Podcast. Let's just start with that. It's called the Happy Campers Podcast mainly because I was not always a happy person. I was actually pretty opposite of that. Pretty miserable for a long time, every day. Now the years have gone by, and I've had time to reflect, and I've had time to learn more about myself as well. I've changed a lot, and I'm a really happy person now. I'm a happy camper. That's for damn sure. And I feel a responsibility to share that, because the best thing about all of us and this new technology and the communities and podcasting is we can all learn from each other. And you can definitely learn from me, because if I can be as happy as I am now, but have been so negative and so low once before, many times, so can you. Trust me. So can you. I'm not special. I'm gonna make it pretty brief on some topics, and then I'll get into in depth on more. But I'm gonna keep it light. I'm gonna keep it funny, and I'm gonna tell you stories. So I just want to start with junior year. That's kind of where my transitioning started to happen. I started hanging out with a new group of friends. They were a little bit older, and we just started doing different things. I started hanging out with a new group of ladies and a new group of guys at nights, and I just changed up. I wasn't hanging out with my childhood friends much anymore, which was all right. I mean, I was happy-ish. I was having fun, at least at that time. But they were still there. The junior friends, my senior friends, the friends older than me, they were there still. So I wasn't worried about nothing at that time. And it was good. I liked it. I loved hanging out with those guys. Those guys are great. A great group of guys. Always had fun. And I was happy at that time. Always having fun. But not hanging out with your childhood best friends all the time and stuff like that. There's a real connection you have with those people. And I always felt like I was missing something. I just felt like I was a little underfulfilled. Like I wasn't getting the recognition, or I just wasn't able to talk to them. I wasn't getting the love, and I wasn't sharing the love to them that I wanted to, because I had a little bit of an ego, and I didn't really care to, which kind of fucked me. And here's why: because the junior summer came, and I really started hanging out with these friends more, these older guys, and hanging out with my group of friends, my childhood friends, a lot less. And what happens when I'm a junior and they're a senior, and then they graduate? Well, shit. Now I'm all alone. Man, was I alone, though. Here's the worst thing. Hanging out with them kind of just changed the way I was thinking about different things, and I really didn't want to play football no more, so that really drug me away from hanging out with my childhood friends, because they all played. It was my senior year, but I didn't play. So I worked every Friday night. I worked, and then man, I was alone. And here's what we did. My sister just transferred schools that year to a different town, about 45 minutes away, 30 minutes away. And I decided, I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe the fact that if they were away, I could utilize the house and just, do things and throw parties and stuff, whatnot. But I convinced them to move to that town, us to move to that town. And they did, 45 minutes away. And yeah, that didn't make it any easier at all, because now I'm 45 minutes away from everybody. My senior year, no football. I work all the time. And I was doing online school for half the year, like half the classes. I only went to school for half the day, the morning, when everyone's tired. I never had lunch with nobody. Damn, I was alone. Anyway, so my senior year was coming. My senior year was going, and I was alone, keep working. And so I couldn't hang out with my friends. So what did I do? I decided, since I can't hang out with my friends and at school, at football and all this stuff, I need to be the one hosting the after parties. Because that was the whole scheme, right, in the first place, that I told these parents to move. We didn't want to do it in the house that I had, my old house, even though we still had the property because we were trying to fix it up. I had a cabin a few minutes away from that place that was close to my hometown that we threw parties at every weekend. Probably Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night for 2 to 3 months. And every weekend. And it was just to occupy my mind. There was no more fulfillment. There was no more nothing, man. And here's the worst thing. I would do this. I would set up all these parties. I had everybody over. Everyone would say, "Hi, Mars, what's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for the party, man. Yeah." Everybody got drunk. Everybody got theirs. And all they cared is that I was just providing a place. They didn't care that I was there. I had 2 friends at that time, and you both know who you are. And one friend was always there. He came over all the time because he was kind of in the same place I was. And we didn't know that until we moved in with each other like a year ago. Just to show you how more important conversation is and how much you really don't know somebody. But anyway, we were both miserable at this time, and we did this for 2 to 3 months. I'm talking between me and him, 2 handles a weekend. Yeah, handle each a weekend probably a little bit more. And then with if he would drink any beer when that shit, and you'd have so much fun. But I didn't have any fun. I had so much fun for the first 15 minutes every time, when everyone talked and had a good time, having fun, playing pong. But then I realized what I was doing, and I was like, what am I doing? Like, everyone's here trying to party, to have a good time. They're all friends. They're just trying to kick it after a long week. And I don't know anybody, and they're all at my place. What am I doing? They're all friends, and I'm not friends with any of these people, really. I don't know them. It was a small cabin, a 706 square foot home with 30 people all the time. You can imagine how intimate it was. But yet I was alone. But why? Because of them? No. Because of you. Because of me, Marsh. This mentality I was under, this way of thinking, this ego I had, the way I pushed all these people away that used to be my friends, that was on me. That was on me. But as I told you, I had an ego and I was young and I didn't understand that yet. So I said, fuck you. This is on you. All y'all. This is on all y'all. Y'all did this to me. Y'all make me feel this way. It wasn't true. And that carried on the rest of my senior year. It just kept getting worse, and I just kept getting more alone. We stopped the party at my cabin specifically around December because I had a spat with my dad, and everything just went wrong. I said, I'm done. I'm done hosting the parties at least. But I wasn't done being up to mischief and drowning my. I wasn't done with using a bottle to fix up everything I had bottled up. Man. Yeah, so senior year kept going on, and I kept getting lonelier and lonelier in a more way. And I started trying harder and harder, especially when we graduated, because graduation's so emotional. And I was like, damn, like, you've been a jackass for so long, man. Like, try to make the most of the summer. And it was too late then. It was too late, Marsh. I remember driving to my school town, which is about 35 minutes away from my where I resided with my parents. And I'd try to hang out, and we'd lift, we'd do other things with people, but when the night came, and it came time for everyone else to host a party, and everyone else to have their small intimate events, I never got the invite. And I blamed it on them. Because I was a jackass and I pushed everyone away, so I blamed it on them. And in a way, if there was anything, man, we were all in high school. Immaturity and that stupid shit can be there. That could be blown out by most of this, is that immaturity and stupid high school. But there's some of you that's probably listening. Some of you in high school that are probably listening to this. So hopefully you can get something out of that. Anyway, I tried so many times just to hang out, and I was never invited. And I remember so many nights driving home in my car. I had a Mustang, small dick, not lying. And I remember crying, putting on some Sam Smith, putting on whatever, man, just crying, just tearing up all the time, man, feeling so alone, man. But I was, at least I felt it, right? And I would go home, my mom would be up, my dad would be up, and I would talk to them. Why am I this? Why am I that? You know, why is this not? Why am I getting invited? All this different thing. And that hurt them. Because they didn't. They were older and they understood exactly what I understand now, but they understood that I couldn't see it, and that made it harder for them. But you know, that's fucking life. So they weren't able to do much about it, and that's just what it is. So I graduated. So senior year came to an end. I was alone. Said goodbye. Oh, by the way, 4 people showed up to my graduation party. 4. Thank you guys so much. All 4 of you, to this day, are still my brothers. I live with one of you. I just got done living with the other one of you. And the other 2, we contact, you know. Not enough, but we should do more. But thank you guys so much. That meant a lot. And for the others who didn't come, bro, I understand the way I made people feel, okay? Fuck that. It's all good. It's all good. It's all love. But I just want to get. I'm telling this stuff so you guys know how much it impacted me, and you know why I'm so motivated and why I'm so ready to do something, man, and share my story. So graduated. Summer ended. Shipping off to San Diego State. Ready to start a new life? Ready to be a new Marsh? Ready to do a new thing? At least I thought I was. But I did no work here. I went into a whole different university, a whole different situation, a whole new group of friends, a whole new routine, with the same old mindset, the same old habits. And and it worked out great. No, it didn't. I went off to that college and met some of the most amazing people that I've ever met in my life. So much culture and positivity and differences, man. It was so cool. And I met so many great people, like I said. And I treated most of them like shit. Same old Marsh. I was on such a high right away. I joined a fraternity. Shout out to Phi Delta Theta, California Pi. You guys fucking rock. You guys made me feel so good. I stay in contact with a lot of you today. A few of you message me very often. One of you messaged me and DMs me and leaves comments all the time. You know who you are. Thank you so fucking much. I was such a jackass. I hardly even talk to you. I don't know why I deserve your attention and your likes now, man, but thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. You don't know how much, you never know how much you can affect somebody, and you never know how much your little messages can help. So I joined this fraternity. These guys are great. I was having a great time. These guys liked me. A lot of people liked me, man. I was feeling great. I had friends again, man. It was getting deep. I lived with one really good friend, and he was my fraternity too, and he was one of my best friends on the whole campus, man. And I had another guy in there, and if you listen to this, man, you are one of the most intriguing motherfuckers I met in my entire life. And I tell people about you every day. and you're gonna be something. And you know exactly who you are too. And everyone that lived with me and everyone else that knows me on the campus, you know who he is too. And that man's a real motherfucker. Anyway, so I was on this high, man. I was doing great. Ooh, I was riding out the euphoria and the excitement every day. But I met this girl. Oh, here we go. We got the sappy fucking love story. No, it wasn't a love story. What it was it was me making something it was not and liking something that I thought it could be. And the best thing from that whole situation was it really emphasized where I didn't change. Where I still couldn't handle things correctly because I was a jackass. Never talked to her again. She was a great young lady. Never talked to her again. She tried a few times. Fuck you. That's what I said. Sorry now. Sorry now. Sorry now. But I just put myself into a horrible depression. Horrible depression. Not sadness, man. Months of this. But here, I'm the positive Marsh that you guys have known forever, so I did that faking stuff. I know what it's like to fake on Instagram and whatnot. I faked it all. And I went out and did my classes and whatnot for 4 hours a day and went to the fraternity and smile, faked it. But then I was home for the next 20, I was in my bedroom, my one single dorm bedroom alone for 20 hours a day because I couldn't handle stuff. Because I didn't change. I blamed everyone else. It was her fault. How could it possibly be me? I'm fucking Marsh. What the fuck? It's her fault. Nope. Same old Marsh. Anyway, let's just say this basically led to me not reaching out the next semester to anybody, being a loner for 20 hours a day, every day, in a single small little bedroom, way smaller than the one I'm in now. Not talking to nobody. Having people knock on my door, Marsh, are you in there? We want to say hi. I never unlocked the door. Same old Marsh. So I was alone, 2,500 miles away from home, in the greatest self-depression I have ever handled or even heard of. Because no one did these things. I never got to watch a video of someone talking about their stuff like this, man. Damn, I fucking was in self-pity, man. I fucking sorrowed myself all the time, faking it so much though, man. Everybody tricked them all. Started taking the only pleasure in the day of tricking them all. Making them think I'm good, man. Continued the whole second semester and trickled in and ended up having me leave. It led to me leaving. I was so alone. How the fuck did I come back here and do another year of this? I had to go home because I'm not saying same old Marsh. I'm not saying that no more. I had to go home and rediscipline myself. But just as same old Marsh, I couldn't even give people proper goodbyes. I couldn't even tell half of them I was leaving. I knew I was leaving halfway through the second semester. And I only told one person before I actually left. Everyone else found out, 3 weeks before that next year started. Same old Marsh. So I went home, ready for a change. And that change came again. God damn it, it came again. Ooh, and I was riding it out now. Ooh, lifting weights, smoking weed. I was having a great time, man. Getting drunk. Singing the ladies. Everyone's like, oh, Marshal's the new California boy coming back. You know, it's kind of like a new guy now in a new town. I was riding the waves again and again. And what comes up must come down. Like I said, with those 4 guys that came to my graduation party, I live with one now, and I lived with the other one. I just did with him. So we moved in there, this new town back home, 30 minutes away from my hometown, new college. Like I said, riding this high at a new apartment with him, me and my buddy. Shit didn't get better, man. Shit didn't get better. This time was different. This time was different because I wasn't sad. I wasn't sad and lonely, well, you know, like I was in San Diego and my high school before. Now at the ladder here, this was different. I wasn't sad. I was lost. I lacked fulfillment. I lacked purpose. Now having no friends. This is my second change in basically 1 year. Losing all of my childhood best friends. Riding this high at San Diego. And meeting new friends and creating all these new ones. And then just basically saying fuck you to them. And guess what? Expecting them to not say fuck you back. Right? Because that was the jackass in me. I was so important. How could you can't say fuck you to Marsh. Fuck you, Marsh. I just did, bitch. Fuck you. And now I came back here to around my hometown area. Now I was more alone than ever. More lost than ever. I stopped lifting at this time, which is a huge purpose of me, man. Lifting was everything for 5 years, man. I didn't need the fucking friends. I had lifting. But I stopped this at this time, or at least I stopped the passion. So I lost that outlet. I lost this friend. I lost that spiritual connection. So I was, just continuing to get lost. And there was somebody there for me. Yeah, my whole sophomore year after I moved back home, I lived at the 843 apartment with my buddy. There was one person there for me. Every single time. Food. Junk food. And a lot of it. Dudes, let me fucking tell you guys. I went from being this musclehead, this guy that everyone's like, oh yeah, massive, yeah, being whatever, for 4 months, sitting in a small, dark, dingy, water, rusty smelling room, watching probably 12 hours of Netflix a day, eating a whole container of donut holes, those little cookie ones like Walmart. Yeah, that's probably 2,000 calories. Half a gallon of chocolate milk. You gotta add a little 1,200 there. A few burgers, whatever Quick Trip. If you don't know Quick Trip, whatever the gas station had, burgers and that shit. Yeah. Whatever junk food I could slam into my mouth. Whatever little bits of euphoria and comfort I could get. For months. Do you know what eating like that does, man? It doesn't matter how much you want to change. Man, that's physical. That's not physiological. Do you know what eating like that does? I did that for 5 months, faking it to everybody. Nobody knew. They thought I changed this time. They thought I was this new therapist. I was putting on this new persona as I came back from San Diego. That I'm this in touch spiritual guy. Let me hear your thoughts, man. The fuck was going on? What types of drugs was I on, man? I was taking what type of shit was I taking? And that continued. Literally until 7 months ago. And I was fucking born. Now, like I told you, I said I wasn't sad at this time. I wasn't sad at those previous 5 months. But I was just lost. So I started a new class that was just the perfect class the second semester. Told you, January this year. And it was the perfect class. It was on behavior change. And it was on self-reflection. And we had to do a whole project for the whole semester on how we needed to change and how we can change ourselves. And just, if you can't change yourselves, how can you possibly, I'm doing public health, how can you possibly try to implicate change to an entire community? So we had to do that. And I chose the truth. Everyone's like, a lot of people's like, I want to lose weight. I want to drink more water. I want to go to the gym. And I was like, I want to tell the truth. Because I tried everything from when this all started junior year in high school. I always tried, why am I in this miserable state? Like, people tell me in this miserable state, I feel in a miserable state. Why? So I tried all these different things. But I never told the truth. I lied to everybody. From the moment I started, I lied to everybody. I'm okay. I'm good. I'm Marsh, baby. Be positive. Think positive, be positive, spread positivity, man. I'm good. You come to me for happiness. I don't come to you. I'm good. That was not fucking good. So I started telling the truth. That was like my New Year's resolution. That was like my New Year's resolution / behavior change was to start telling the fucking truth. I have literally, since then, I've kind of slimmed down. I've literally lost 20 pounds, but I felt like I've lost over 200 pounds. Because I'm me. I don't have no anxiety because I don't go to bed fearing the unknown. I didn't treat people right. I didn't do the right thing. I didn't, what are they going to do? Am I going to tell the right story tomorrow? As I lied today. Nope. Now I'm just Marsh. The fucking weirdo. The happy guy that does his shit and be's who he wants to be. Says what he wants to say. Sticks to his morals. Respects people. Chooses to be optimistic. And chooses to actively work on his happiness. Because it makes everything easier. It makes everything easier. I've been doing this for 7 months now, 7.5 months. Liberated every day. Helping people every day. Not making money. Not even giving information, facts or whatnot. Like, just by telling my story. Just by being me. And hopefully inspiring people to be them too. Because when I tell my truth, when I am my most truthful, when I'm my most honest, I've, dropped the screens of vulnerability. It's when I'm the happiest. And that's what you have to attach your happiness to, because you can't attach your happiness to an outcome. Because your outcomes, your circumstances, the people you're with, the situations you're in, change every day, change 5 minutes from now. Once I'm done with this podcast, my situation's going to change. How am I going to be happy then? I can be happy then, not thinking, I'm so happy because I can't wait to sit down and do my podcast, but I'm not going to be happy afterwards because I'm not doing my podcast no more. No. When I'm sitting down for my podcast and I'm done with my podcast, both of those times, I'm going to be pursuing happiness. And I'm going to constantly think about how to make myself happy in this moment and how to be optimistic and smile. Tell the truth, man. Tell the fucking truth. Tell your truth. Be who you want to be. Just do it with some respect. Do it with some morals that benefit the majority of people. And you never know who you can touch. You never know what can happen or what can trickle from your story. And I will tell you this, I hope you see me, and I hope you watch my videos, and I hope you know now, and if you do know me, I'm one goddamn happy camper now. And you can be too. Because now hopefully you got a little bit of a gist to see of how low I was. And now, not just how high I am now, but how I choose to constantly be chasing that high, that high of life, that high of happiness, that high of my true self and my true individuality. I don't think I've ever told that story the full way through to anybody before, but I did to you guys today. Wow. This feels awesome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And I hope you guys learned something about me. And I hope this is a start of a long-term community and relationship between all of us. I hope this starts a conversation thread. I hope this starts to get us all thinking, all reflecting on ourselves, and all understanding that we need to actively be seeking happiness. And we need to be pursuing the act of happiness. Because like it says in the beginning, happiness is within us once we acknowledge it. Remember, everything that I'm saying here, these are just sound bites. This is just me getting some stuff off my chest, telling you guys start the conversation. I will have all of my links to all of my social media platforms, anything. Feel free to comment on everything, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and let's start the conversation. Let's start making everybody actively seeking happiness, actively seeking the optimistic viewpoint, actively seeking their truth. As a community, together, all of us guys, thanks so much for tuning in. And until next time, take care, guys.